Okay, so the Chinese plank. So for this, you're just going to need 2 objects that can support your body weight that are roughly equal heights. So in this video, I'm just using a bench and a stack of weight plates. If you're in a gym, you can use 2 benches. If you're at home, you can use a stool and the staircase. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you can support your body weight. From here, you're going to position your upper body, okay, roughly in line with your scapula, ideally not any lower because you won't necessarily get the activation that you want, but in line with your scapula, you're going to lie onto the bench. You're then going to place your feet on the opposite supporting object. Now, as is the case with all plank variations, the further away those 2 objects are, the more challenging it's going to be to maintain the plank. So within the first variation, I'm starting nice and close, i.e. with a lower intensity, just to make sure I've got the right structural position. Feet are going to be approximately hip width apart, and I'm trying to keep my toes pointing. I personally like to keep them in the same position that I deadlift or squat in, with the same degree of rotation, but it's entirely up to you, whatever's the most comfortable that allows you to get extension through your hips. From here, you're going to focus on bridging your hips up. Now we use a cue with this, okay, hips open, ribs down, or hips open, ribs closed. What this means is we're trying to gain maximal extension through the glutes, activating those hip extensors, and we're also trying to pull the rib cage down to make sure that we're in that kind of posterior pelvic tilt position, keeping our abs nice and hollow, and trying to get this relative parallel position to the floor. A progression to this is a single leg Chinese plank, in which we assume the exact same position, and then we just lift one leg off the ground and try and control and mitigate any torso rotation that we tend to see when we remove that additional base of support. The key here is you want to focus on this neutral position, okay? So you want to try and get that extension through the glutes and the hamstrings rather than from the lower back like a lot of people initially do. Another way to challenge the activation of your core is to take your arms overhead. It'll lengthen that position from your sternum to your pubic bone, which will challenge obviously the length tension relationship of your core and make it a little bit harder.